WXII 12 News. This is breaking news.
Good morning on this Wednesday. I'm Devontae McKenneth. We continue this morning with our breaking news coverage of the fire at the Weaver Fertilizer Plant there in Winston-Salem. City officials are set to give an update on that situation in just moments, and of course we'll bring that to you live. But here's what we know so far at this hour. Officials say there are hundreds of tons of explosive chemicals still on site. Those chemicals they're concerned about: ammonium nitrate. It's an odorless, colorless, white to gray, sand-like flake, bead, or granule, and I'm getting word that that press conference is now starting. Let's listen in.
Improvement out on the scene from our last press conference. Overnight, the EPA has been conducting air monitoring to us in the command post, giving us that data. We're still observing the incident site through drone operations. We will continue to maintain the 1 mile radius evacuation zone on the site. We're still recommending that everyone that's got compromised respiratory issues or conditions to, stay inside in the areas where there's smoke drift from the incident. Just overnight, there's been a lot of temperature drop. So there's been some inversion, so the smoke is laying. As the temperatures warm up this morning and this afternoon, the smoke will start to lift again. So we are seeing some low-lying smoke. So if you do have a compromised respiratory condition, we recommend in those areas where that smoke is laying that you stay indoors and out of the smoke. Does anybody got any questions for me this morning?
As far as the risk of explosion right now and where you expect it to be come 7 o'clock this morning, can you touch on that a little bit?
Say that one more time.
The risk of explosion, can you touch on the risk of that now and then what it will be as the morning goes on?
Well, we're like I said, we're going to continue that. We still have some active burning on the scene. Conditions, like I said, overnight have not improved. So we're going to keep that 1 mile radius for those type of concerns, and we'll be evaluating as we go and keep an eye on things.
What has the aerial surveillance or your drones been able to capture?
So the question is, what is our area drones operations have been able to capture? We're able to capture the scene. Obviously, in the dark, it's not as clear, but as the sun comes up, we do get a better picture of what's going on in the scene and that kind of thing. So we are getting good footage and good information from those drone operations.
I know you were saying that conditions haven't improved overnight. Is this something that was expected? I mean, going into the later hours today and tomorrow, is this something that's concerning you at all, or was this something you expected?
So the question is, were we expecting these conditions to continue to be overnight and ongoing? We did expect this. We're expecting it to be a slow process for the burn down of the fires that are still active, and we will continue to monitor those conditions as it goes. But it is expected.
Is there a timeline that people in this community can have at some level, just to have an idea of when they can maybe get back into their homes?
So the question is, when can citizens expect to re-enter their homes and in this 1 mile radius around the incident? At this point, we're just evaluating the scene. We're constantly evaluating it. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, we're going to evaluate it again, and we just have to see how the conditions and the weather conditions impact what's going on the scene and the burn down of what's left to burn.
Have you heard from Winston Weaver Company? Have you gotten any updates from them on things?
So the question is, have we gotten any updates on the Weaver Company that owns the plant? So yes, they've been really active and being a part of giving us the information we need to know the materials and the process of where we're going to go as this incident continues to move forward. So yeah, they've been a part of the response and getting us the information we need.
I know you said there hasn't been much improvement, but can you talk a little bit more about how the fire is behaving, just kind of giving people more of an idea of what's going on?
So the question is, you know, how we observe the fire and how it's progressing overnight. Like I said, there's been no improvement on scene. The conditions have not improved. It has been expected. We knew this was going to be a long process, and we're just going to maintain the safety for everyone and maintain that 1 mile radius around the incident.
Does the risk for explosion or possibility of it look the same as it did yesterday, different? Can you tell us a little bit about that, given the circumstances are still the same this morning?
So yes, the potential for an explosion is still there, and we have to be patient and just observe and keep those safe distances and those safe zones established until we get to a point where we can re-enter the site and start assessing that. So it will be drone operations.
Is there any chance that anybody would go, any firefighters would actually be on site tomorrow?
We'll just have to evaluate that tomorrow and see how today goes, how the weather conditions go today, and see how the site is responding to the fire conditions that are there.
So just to make sure I'm clear, I know yesterday it was mentioned that the possibility for explosions was up until 7 a.m. today. Is that now extended?
So the possibility of explosion has not gone down from yesterday, and we just have to keep evaluating it. And we've got a lot of subject matter experts that's helping us with those type information and that kind of thing.
And can you touch on how the department is scheduling crews right now as far as shifts and changing shifts today?
So the question is how we're maintaining our shifts and staffing through this. So we have 3 strike teams and a ladder company assigned to the hot zone that's here, just available to fire suppression activities that may occur in the hot zone or medical emergencies. And all our stations are staffed as they typically are. We have upstaffed 1 engine company to provide just a little bit extra staffing, you know, for incidents going on outside the scene.
What has been going on through your head the last 24 hours? Obviously, I'm sure it's been hard to sleep, maybe. But how are you personally feeling? Your crew's feeling? We know that you guys have already been busy dealing with other things, dealing within the community.
So the question is, how is our not just our agency, but all agencies that are a part of this response are holding up through this. So we're rotating, keeping everybody fresh, and we've trained and to respond to incidents like that. We have special teams. We've had a lot of help from our partners in all emergency service, and a lot of outside organizations has helped us through this, and we really appreciate everybody's help in responding to this incident.
Are there any resources out there for those who are out of their homes currently?
So we still have, the question was, resources for citizens and individuals who are displaced from this. So we have the site over at the fairgrounds, at the education building, an evacuation center that are providing, a place to go and meals and that.
I know you mentioned, or yesterday we said that it would be 48 hours, up to 48 hours for people to be displaced from their homes, but it's sounding like that could be different this morning. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Is there a chance people could be out beyond that 48-hour window?
So the question is, the 48 hours has been, as what we were going to try to do, evaluate. That was an estimation. So we're still evaluating. The scene is still, like I said, still got some active fire and things going on. So we will reduce that radius and evacuation zone whenever it's deemed safe.
Can you touch on if it's the ammonium nitrate that's on fire, or is it a storage container that's close to it, and if so, how close?
Well, so the question is it the ammonium nitrate on fire? There's ammonium nitrate there that is burning. There's building construction materials that are burning. Due to the large fire, there's multiple things burning and materials and that kind of thing. So it's hard to say specifically what is still burning, but all of it is very hazardous and we're treating it as such.
So did you say, are you not really actively fighting the fire? You're just allowing it to burn itself out, hopefully?
Yeah, so it's unsafe for anyone to be on that site right now. So there's no fire operations going on right now on site until it's deemed safe to go in because of the products that are on site that are burning. And
Are people's homes damaged? Are there a risk of people's homes being damaged from this incident?
so the question is, has anyone's homes been damaged from this incident? And there's been no one's home. The fire's been contained. The burning has been contained to that site.
With the toxins, though, in the air, is that a possibility of damage to those homes in the immediate area?
So the question is the air quality or the materials that are in the air damaging people's homes? So we're conducting air monitoring. The EPA is. All the levels have been in an acceptable range. So I don't foresee any damage to anyone's home because of the smoke.
Is what's in the rail car, is that all explosive materials?
So in the rail car, the question is, in the rail car, is there explosive materials? And there is ammonium nitrate in the rail cars. All right. Thank you, guys.
And you have been listening in to an update from Winston-Salem Fire this morning. The biggest thing is that they still have an active burning scene there, and the potential for the explosion is also still there. Conditions overnight, they unfortunately have not improved, and that 1 mile evacuation radius will actually stay in place, at least for now. They're getting a lot of help when it comes to drone that will give them more video, more information to help plan what's next and when those firefighters can get back on that scene to evaluate the fire and see what they can do following that point. At this point, again, they're evaluating that scene. They'll do it again at 7 o'clock this morning, and we are still seeing that low-lying smoke. I want to go ahead and bring in meteorologist Brian Slocum now. And Brian, it wouldn't hurt to limit those outdoor activities still today.
Yeah, and I think a lot of our reporters noted during our coverage yesterday how the column of smoke changed over the course of the day yesterday, and there's something that he referenced relatively early in the press conference called an inversion. So at night, the air near the ground cools because the ground cools faster, and so it gets kind of chilly at the surface, and that kind of creates a warmer layer above. What happens in those situations when that develops, it's kind of like a kind of a low cap to the atmosphere. So the smoke doesn't go straight up like it does during the daytime, assuming there's not a ton of wind. It kind of bends over and stays relatively low to the ground. So in those situations, in the morning situation, it tends to be when the smoke is going to be most impactful for air quality concerns. And then as the sun comes up, it warms up the ground a bit more. That layer mixes out, and then the smoke becomes a little more vertical again. Let's go to maps. We'll kind of reset once again. We'll kind of talk about where the situation is. Of course, it's north side of Winston-Salem this morning, not too far from the airport. In fact, its close proximity to the airport is actually a little bit helpful in this situation, is that we do get direct wind readings from the airport, and currently we posted those on your screen as well. We got a 28-degree temperature in Winston-Salem and an east breeze at about 3 miles per hour. Winds are relatively calm. They're becoming a little more variable. kind of in the grand scheme of things, the forces that were helping to create more of an easterly or northeasterly wind direction are getting so far away from us now that we're going to start to see winds turning soon. So areas to the west that we're starting to smell some smoke may not smell them all day. As a front approaches from the west, we're going to start to see different areas being influenced by this, kind of dispersing it in different directions. The general flow of things right now are a little more of an easterly direction. Some areas have east-southeast winds. East-southeast winds, some have a little bit more of a northeasterly component. We've had reports of people just perceiving this, the smoky fumes and just the general, stink in the air as far west as Wilkes County, going back to yesterday. The air quality yesterday was actually pretty good, with the exception of the vicinity around the fire. And as the gentleman that was doing the briefing just mentioned, that the EPA said that things have stayed pretty much within limits at this point. Still, though, if you're having some trouble breathing, you're experiencing a lot of coughing, and you can smell the fire, it's a situation where you need to get indoors. If you are already indoors and you still smell the smoke in the air, you want to try to relocate yourself until you can't do that. Here's we call this a black carbon forecast. It's one of our models that kind of shows where we expect the smoky haze to kind of set up today. Notice it was pretty prevalent in the morning. That was due to the inversion. As we go into the afternoon, notice the colors kind of fade a little bit as it becomes a little more vertical. Still, though, the wind direction will favor our western sections today, and that could change a little bit as our wind direction starts to change and becomes more southerly, pushing what leftover smoke farther to the north. And of course, this is all predicated on the fact that we still have a burning fire at this point, going a day or two out. As soon as that's extinguished, situation should continue to improve. 20s to near 30 degrees across the area this morning. On this Groundhog's Day, we'll have high temperatures back in the mid-50s this afternoon. Sunshine and clouds and a milder stretch of weather that begins today. That continues over the next couple of days with highs in the 60s. Chilly weather in the 40s, so we're also at least engaging the possibility that we could get a taste of wintry weather this weekend. Still low confidence on this for Sunday.
It's certainly a forecast to watch. Brian, thank you. Back to the fire coverage this morning. Many have been encouraged to evacuate because of the dangers this fire poses. An evacuation shelter has been set up for those who need a place to go as crews work to put out that fire. Jackie Pascal joins us live this morning at that shelter. And Jackie, what do people need to know if they're needing to go there for assistance?
Well, Devontae, basically just know that there is space for you and there are resources for you here as well. More than 6,500 people are estimated to live within that 1 mile radius of the Weaver fertilizer plant. And they were all told on Monday night that they should be preparing to leave for up to 48 hours. But as we were just hearing in that press conference, that timeline could be extended to tonight or even through later on this week. So if that sounds like a little bit too long to be staying with your family or your friends that you asked to stay with when you had to evacuate, maybe you got a hotel room and it's not feasible to stay there for another night, there is still room here at the fairgrounds. The education building was turned from an evacuation site to a full-blown shelter by the Red Cross yesterday. So it's filled with cots. They have food here, medical professionals on site. And we spoke with the Red Cross's regional executive director for the Piedmont Triad, who's helping organize this shelter. He says he can't put an exact number on how many people they can hold here because of COVID protocols. They're trying to maintain distance between folks inside. But again, we do know there is space for more, so you can stop by here for a meal, you can stop by to warm up, or again, stay here overnight in the coming days. Plus, if you had to evacuate, you might still be processing exactly what happened there on Monday night, and again, how long you might be in the situation for. A lot of folks here are dealing with the same thing. You'll hear from one of those coming up here at 5 o'clock. We'll